Just wanted to talk about some of the things that's going on with this whole war thing. I would think with the way that Russia's acting, that the American government would be like coming out and telling us something, being straight up with the people, letting us know that maybe we need to prepare for some hard times because of the conflict with Russia. They should tell us more truth. They should let us know, hey, it's getting serious. We sit around in this community and we can pick up things off of prepping channels or survival channels and stuff. But a lot of times when certain channels push out so much stuff every day of all the doom and gloom, people won't believe when something serious is going on. We hear this every day. We hear this every day. We hear this every day. So when it's something serious and people should really pay attention and really prepare for something, it kind of gets drowned out. You know what I'm saying? I think we got some serious stuff coming. Serious stuff coming. War. And the things that come along with war, even if it's not on our soil, if it pops off and the US and Russia are in a war, straight up war, or if the US and China are in a straight up war, it's going to be hard times, super hard times. And it sure is heating up fast. If you're not paying attention, if you're not looking into things, I suggest you do. Don't just watch a couple YouTube channels and think you know everything. Really, look up some things, research it, see all the things that are going down, because there's a lot. Some people will say, well, if it's going to be a nuclear war, what's the sense in even prepping? Because it's going to be Mad Max. It's going to be complete destruction, annihilation. But that's not true. It could be, but people should really start preparing. People should have already been preparing. The government, they should be coming out telling us more. They should be letting us know, everybody, all the U.S. citizens, hey, there's some serious stuff going on between us and Russia. It's at a very, very high level. The U.S., they got intelligence. They got the CIA, Homeland Security, the FBI, police, federal police, state police, National Guard. They got their military all over in different spots, hearing what's going on. They have so much intelligence. They know so much. But just like everything else, when something's about to go down, they're quiet with their citizens because they don't want us to panic. And I think it's dangerous. I know it's dangerous. It's wrong. They should be telling us what's going on. What are we facing? What's getting ready to happen? What could happen? Just how deep are we in shit with other countries that have a nuclear arsenal? Just how bad is it between the US and China? Just how bad is it between the US and Russia? There's a lot of people that don't pay attention to this kind of stuff. They need to be more serious. They need to try to reach everybody to get them prepared. You can have some extra water, some extra food in your house. There's ways to protect yourself in case of an invasion. Honestly, there's things you can do to set yourself up not to just be wiped out when something big goes down. They're already putting out these little signs and flyers, I guess, something like that in New York, telling people how to deal with a nuclear attack, what to do if you have nuclear exposure, radiation exposure. Why ain't they doing that all across the U.S.? They should be in schools doing drills in case something goes down. You've got Russia mobilizing troops, nuclear bombs, nuclear weapons. You've got the Russian president, Putin, coming out plain as day. I'm not bluffing. We will do whatever it takes. We will not lose. We are going to do what we are going to do. And if anybody gets involved, we're going to do what we got to do. This is way more serious than they make it out to be. We have a bunch of idiots in office. Idiots. Not warning the people. Not letting us know what's going down, at least warning us of what could happen and how serious this situation really is. We are closer to World War III than we have ever been. We are closer to Civil War II than we have ever been. And yet the only time you'll hear it is if you go to some prepper channel or you go listen to Tim Pool. It's nuts. It's up to us. It's up to us. We got to tell our families. We got to tell our friends. You got to prepare your kids, your wives, your husbands. You got to prepare your moms, your dads, your sisters, your brothers, your family, your co-workers. You don't have to come out and be crazy with it. you can just say, hey, have you been paying attention to what's going on? This is much more than Russia taking a couple pieces of land from Ukraine. This is way bigger than that. They're moving nukes around. They're setting it up. Russia, they're warning over and over and over again. We will use nukes. It's in their doctrine. It's in their paperwork. It's in their signed things that the government uses. Russia has no problem with it. They will use nukes. And if not nukes, they'll use other means of destruction. Everybody thinks that American soil is just safe and untouchable. You might want to rethink that. Nothing is untouchable. Nothing is 100% safe. And with the way this world's going, and all the beef between countries, we're sitting on that mountaintop. They would love nothing more than to come after us. The government will not warn you until it's too late. I don't think they would tell us anything until the bombs dropped. I really don't. Or maybe the bombs will be on their way, or there'll be a country heading this way. I think they'll wait to the very last minute to let the American citizens know that we're in some deep shit. Oh, we can't let them know. There'll be panic. It'll be crazy in the streets because they think we're not capable of being rational and handling life for what it is. They think we're just a bunch of idiots. We're just a bunch of workers to them. They don't care about us. They don't worry about us. They don't care whether or not you're prepared. They don't care if you got extra food, extra water. They don't care. They don't care if you got means of protection. They don't care. So I tell you, when you got some extra time, if you haven't looked into this, I suggest you do. Really. Dig deep into some news articles, some things people are writing up. Maybe look through YouTube, look at some of these videos. Maybe start taking these prepper channels a little more serious right now if they're talking about this war with Russia and Ukraine. Because it's not a war with Russia and Ukraine. It's a war with Russia, Ukraine, the UN, NATO, the US is at the mountaintop. We are their number one enemy. And Russia's buddies are China, Iran, Brazil, India. India and China, they both got over 1 billion citizens. Over 1 billion citizens apiece. Just those two countries. And they sure do seem like they're siding on the side of Russia with this whole pipeline thing that happened over there, Nord Stream, I think it's called. Sabotage. That ain't gonna go unchecked. All the things that's been happening since 2020, not to mention before that, but just since 2020, the thing that went down in 2020, you got to wonder to yourself, hey, was this the start of it all? Was this the first hit? Was this the first maneuver? I mean, seriously, there's a saying, there's more than one way to skin a cat. I mean, look at all the things that's been happening. Food plants burning up, explosions, farmers' land being bought up, farmers being paid to ruin their crops, dig them up under, all the cyber attacks. There is so much going on that it's almost impossible to keep up with, but we are close to war. I hope y'all are paying attention out there. I know a lot of y'all that hang out with me and a lot of the fellas, I know a lot of y'all are keeping up on this, but I hope this reaches some people that really ain't paying attention because the government will not let us know. They won't. Government will not warn us until it's too late. That's how they always do it. Gotta have eyes in the back of your head. Winter's coming. Price of fuel, price of heating your home through the roof. Other countries putting laws in place so people can't even heat their homes to the point where they want it. I mean, what is that? Europe's gonna have a hard winter. A hard winter. I just don't know if we'll make it to Christmas before war breaks out. I really don't. I think it could happen at any moment, any time now. Some of these channels you may not follow because you think it's fear mongering. Well, I tell you what, when the stuff goes down, when shit hits the fan, those channels will be the ones telling you what's going on. They'll be the ones before shit hits the fan to tell you what the shit hit the fan's gonna be. I know it gets rough sometimes. You don't want to hear somebody talking about it all the time. I know I'm the same way, but I think we really need to pay attention to this war thing. We really need to pay attention with what's going on with Russia and China and the US and other countries as well. It's just little old me, just a regular old dude, United States citizen. I'm not trying to claim to be no Nostradamus. I'm not trying to predict the future. I just see a whole lot going on and none of it's any good. Prep. Make sure y'all stay on that. Keep prepping. Keep stacking. Don't let people talk you out of being being prepared. There's nothing wrong with getting some extra food, some extra water, having some of those radiation pills in case something goes down, having extra medicines. Don't stop being prepared. This thing could pop off at any minute. It really can. And this government could care less whether you know it or not. I mean, Russia, they're mobilizing hundreds of thousands of troops. They're doing a damn draft. And you don't think there was a reason that America had put in the books that women could be drafted? You know, it wasn't too long ago when the United States of America had a draft. Just before my time, you know, I was born in the mid-70s. There was a draft right before that. If World War III pops off, I'm willing to bet that America would have another draft. You know, a lot of people tell you, oh, there ain't no way, there ain't no way. Well, why not at least have it as an option so you can prepare for it? You know, all these things that people say, oh, that'll never happen, that'll never happen. Well, why not at least have it on your mind and have it so you can be prepared just in case? It just doesn't make any sense. Just like I can't predict what will happen, other people can't predict what will not happen. Be prepared for anything. Anything can go down. Anything can happen when these higher ups, these governments, these world leaders go to war. Nothing's impossible. Nothing's guaranteed. Nothing's 100%. And when you got Russia mobilizing nuclear weapons, mobilizing 300,000 more troops, they're already in a war with Ukraine, but we are sending all the money over there to Ukraine to pay for it. We're sending a whole ton of weapons. So who are they really warring with? And they're building up. Russia's building up more and more and more and more. Putin, more and more rhetoric coming out of his mouth. And then on top of that, with the president getting up on the TV, swearing that half of America is America's enemy. Be prepared, y'all. Be prepared for anything. Closer to World War III than we have ever been. We're closer to CW2 than we have ever been. And that's the truth. I truly believe this. And I think it could pop off at any minute. And I don't see no turning back. I don't see how this can just die down and go away. My advice, take it serious, prepare, reach out to family, friends, co-workers, do everything you can to put yourself in a position to handle everything that could come at us. I hope y'all are staying safe. Hope y'all are prepared and still getting prepped up. Let's hope for the best, prepare for the worst. I love y'all. It's Tribe. Salute. Can you sense that storm coming? Sense that storm coming.